Hi everyone. Okay, give me a second. I will make chat work. It's working. Okay. Hi. It's good to see you today. I know they have a hot day in Ukraine today. Yeah. I'm in Zaporizhzhia, so I know. Very early morning call. Yeah, to get up. I hope you're still in positive mood to learn something new. Yeah, discuss some teaching practices. Yeah, just enjoy it together. Thank you for writing in the chat. Please also use Slido. I want to introduce you to this site, slido.com, as it's useful material that you can use during your lessons. It's good to gather ideas from students. That's why let's practice it. You can just type in slido.com in your Google, yeah, and use this hashtag in GL, National Geographic Learning, yeah, namely. So we can do it like that. Oh, I see someone is typing. Tell us where you're from. Okay. Okay, it's time for me to say where you're from. Okay, I see. We have Sumu, Lviv, Dnipro, Kyiv. Hi, Kyiv. Okay. So, Чернігів region. Hi. Hi. Вінниця, Запоріжжя, Івано-Франківськ, Житомир, Львів. Okay, we have a big choice today, a big pool of teachers with us. Yes? Okay. Oh, I will tell you, we have more than 200 people today with us online. Pretty awesome, I can say. It seems like I'm already having not a webinar, but a conference myself. Okay. I believe it's an interesting topic to talk. Yes? Okay. Okay. Let's see. You know, the more you type in, if someone repeats your idea, it becomes bigger on this word wall. So it's interesting activity that we can do together. I really encourage you to try it with your students. It's easier. You make a quick presentation, add slides, and it will be working. 1-2 ideas during the lesson, and the students will be much more motivated to speak and share their ideas. So it's a good practice, I can say myself. We do it in sight language. We do it as for our webinars too, and I encourage to try it. Okay, we have a winner, Chernobyl. Yeah, okay. What wall is showing us? Vilnius. Okay, okay. We have people from neighboring countries. Okay. Hi, everyone. Panserhi, hi. Your personal welcoming as we have regulars, and it's nice to see all of you who are coming systematically to our webinars. Okay, Kiev is leading. It's very pleasant to know that you share some approaches that we propose you. And it's not just 1 or 2 ideas that you come randomly and then take it to your lessons, but it's something that you're looking forward to, and you pick up it. Yeah, obviously. Our topic will be about phrasal verbs, so obviously I'm already starting to use them more. As one of best practices is modeling, yeah? Okay, you can type in any your questions to the questions and answers. I promise I will answer, or you can do it in the chat, but we have a lot of people today, so I believe I will try. I will try to find all your questions in our randomly jumping chat, but if something you can repeat your question in questions and answers, I definitely will see it. Okay, before we start, okay, let's give a second for people to finish typing in the word wall. Okay, 1, 2, 3, the last seconds. Okay. I really enjoy when I have time during lessons, as it helps you to not be this dictator who stops some activities. Yeah. But today I'm without my timer, so I would ask you, yeah, proceed with me. Obviously, today we will be talking about this topic, phrasal verbs, and I promised you, as this title was written by me, that we will try to make these horrors into something positive and something that is really relatable as like the real world. Yeah, and I know. Tell me, pluses, minuses in the chat. Phrasal verbs. Do you enjoy teaching them or no? Let's be honest with each other. Are they favorites or not really? I myself not in a fan of conditionals. Randomly use them. Okay, I see we have pluses, a lot of pluses, a lot of minuses, a lot of. I myself there. I can appreciate them, but can honestly say that I enjoy such lessons. It's hard to say in most of cases. You know that you can teach it differently, and today we will be talking about how to teach them, and why I've chosen this topic. I will show you. Please stick to this webinar. I will show you who was my inspiration to start this topic with you today. I also will take you to other digital platforms, Spark, show you some activities. Yes, yeah, thank you. The field is unlimited. Yeah, but it's this phrasal verbs, I believe it's interesting topic. This previous year we talked about autonomy with you, students' autonomy. This year I will try to look into particular topics. Yes, confusing one, phrasal verbs. Yes, and what I want to say, we are starting topics that would be going particularly about some questions that we have about teaching, and that's why I'm very proud to announce you. Maybe you have seen, maybe still no, but it's a good experience. Linguist started its own podcast, Linguist Talks, and I'm proud to say that I was a first participant together with Яна Свердлюк. We discussed this question, as you can see, що робить нас вчителями. We were speaking in Ukrainian. It's a big challenge for us, and don't look at me. Yeah, video will be. It's okay. We will send video together with certificates and all the links. So you can make screenshots, but believe me, presentation, everything I will give you. So about podcast, we discuss this topic. It's a hard one. We share our experiences, our pains about teaching, and our bitter memory, and all the sweet recallings that we can make about teaching. I believe it's important for us to be honest with each other, how we feel about ourselves being teachers, and what makes us motivated and dismotivated. I believe it's speaking about mental health of teachers, and I know it's a really touchy topic, and it's important that we share some positivity about it, not just being toxic to each other. That's why I hope you will support it. If you're interested, you can watch it already on Linguist channel. And I know the next title, вчитель має та не має, but it's a spoiler. Yeah. What teacher ought to do during lessons, and what content can we have. So I hope you will be interested in proposing your own topics for us to discuss, as we are really looking forward to this conversation, not to be only about us, but about something that helps you to relate. Yeah. And obviously, National Geographic Learning, it's about being as relatable as possible. That's why we decided to start with the bank, talking about the profession. Yeah. Okay. Also, if you teach on with Nush, I need to mention that very soon we will be having the competition of other publishing titles, Food Blast to prepare for Ukraine for 7th grade. And you can go to a webinar of Jana Sverdluk, who's been my participant in the podcast, and take part in this interesting topic about critical thinking. I myself will be there. I often go to Jana's webinars to watch it and pick up an idea too. So I encourage you, as there we will be talking about what we want to make to propose you to improve what we are having right now with Nush, and what ideas we put behind these books. So please visit. I'm giving people time to come to this webinar, giving you a lot of ads, but I believe it's something about social responsibility of any publishing house to share ideas behind the books, not just providing you with books. As behind every author, there are ideas, and it's important to know what's behind. Who are people who were creating these books? Yeah, there are sleepless nights then to creating some materials. Obviously, if we're talking about lessons, it's usually teachers. Yeah, these books, it's about teachers and editors. So I hope you would share Jana ideas if you're interested in these titles, as a lot of great ideas she proposed to you. And I need to mention that you will receive a certificate for this webinar. You know, we have this drill that I ask you how long you need to wait, but I believe most of you know. For newcomers, I will mention that within 2 working days, we will send you your certificates to your emails, and please check your also junk box. Maybe it will magically appear there. If not, please contact me. I will send you a link with your number for certificate, as we provide certificates with numbers and your name already typed in. And it will be sent you tomorrow, I hope. But wait till Monday. Yeah, who knows what can happen in our with our services. Sometimes something magically happens, but in most cases it will be with you in 2 working days, together with video and materials from this webinar. Okay, so no questions about it. Yeah, we know our agenda for certificates. What about our agenda for today? Obviously, we will be talking about phrasal verbs, but we will try to make them not so negatively or positively encouraged. Yeah, as I know, teachers sometimes, if they enjoy topic, they can motivate autonomic students. But if we dislike something, we can share it with students, and students will dislike it with us. That's why we'll try to demystify this bits and find their purposes in students' lives, not only during our lessons. Yes, we will talk about demotivation as this topic. Then most of students, you tell them, okay, this lesson will be about phrasal verbs. It's like pain. It's so painful. Why are you doing it to me? It's sometimes even harder than telling your students that today will be writing lesson. As the phrasal verbs, it's something that most of us don't enjoy, just because we don't always see logic behind them, or it asks us to push our memory to very high limits, and it's hard. And if you're interested in the topic of memory, my colleague Victoria Kolesnik recently made such webinar about how to help students to develop their memory capacities, and I propose you to watch it too. But as there is no such topic that would be just standing alone. If you're talking about teaching, we teach human beings, and they are complicated, and we have good days and bad days. So I believe it's something that we can speak, that one topic can be very quickly related to another. So phrasal verbs and memory. It can work together, and I will be mentioning it, how hard it to remember phrasal verbs. Okay, and we will be talking. Oh, I see typo. So I will be skipping it quickly. So in the class and beyond the classroom, and obviously questions and answers. Don't look at the typo. Okay, I want to introduce to this guy. Do you know who is it? Can you type in the name of this ELT blogger? Let's call him like that. Do you know him? Hudala. Yeah, thank you, Natalia. Okay, but I see some people not knowing. Yes, then we don't know everyone, but I want to see that some of you really can recognize Hugh. Okay, I need to tell you the first fact about Hugh. Hugh is huge supporter of Ukraine. If you go to his social media, one post about English and teaching, next one about Ukraine. So it's a great guy. I can promise you, and he is very, very funny if you know him personally. But he not only just a good guy who is a Ukrainian supporter. We encourage it. It's great. But he also a good source of ideas. And some of you heard some of his ideas through me. Then I told you that we choose a human approach to teaching, yeah? What works best online and offline? It's a human approach that we go for students, and student-oriented learning. It's something that I learned from you. And also, this guy proposed a lot. Yeah, yeah, Oksana, thank you. It's outcomes out to Hudala and Andrew Walkley. It's a pair. They have their teaching lab that propose you some approaches. It's not just a book or two they wrote. They work on some serious studies and then put it in the books. Yeah, in practice. Yeah, so theory to the practice. It's necessary, like they do with other lessons. I've chosen one of the videos to show you today. Obviously, it's a video about Hugh talking about LT. And after watching it, I wrote this topic to you about phrasal verbs. It's his idea that given me a spark to talk today with you about phrasal verbs. So I want to start this video, and I will show you one more video of you about what to do with phrasal verbs, what to do with all these lexical chunks, what to do with it. Yes, a lexical lab. Right now, please don't Google. I know it's interesting when we show something new to you, and I myself try to type in Google quickly and find what is it. But I will send all the links to you, these materials of Webinar. You would be able to meet Hugh and check out all his ideas, watching Lexical Lab in Instagram and YouTube, anywhere. So what I propose to do right now, we will watch. Yeah, we will discuss, we will see how it works in the practice. And then maybe you pick up several more ideas from Hudala. He's given a lot of good advice that can be thought-provoking and also just good enlightenments. And it's, you know, it's community that he proposes us. That's why it's I'm asking you who is Hugh, just because I want to introduce you to a person that created community of teachers with similar ideas that we propose in National Geographic Learning. That's why it's, I hope it will be interesting. Okay, okay, okay. Hi everyone. So, are you ready to watch? Okay, if audio is not heard, please quickly tap in minus. Okay, so let's start. We will watch not all video. Obviously, some greetings are there. We will watch a particular piece with you. So I will not be giving you like 20 minutes videos right now. But I hope it will help you to understand what approach we will be taking today, and also remind me what I wanted to talk to you about. Then I first watch this video. So let's go.
One of the things I've come to believe over the years is that a fair bit of the grammar that litters many of our course books is basically an unteachable waste of time. I'd personally argue that dealing with things like articles, especially anything beyond the basic meaning of articles, dealing with reported speech, dealing with question tags, probably dealing with indirect questions in anything other than very bespoke business English contexts, is essentially a waste of time. However, I think of the many things that we should actually be teaching, one area in particular stands out as being generally appallingly taught, and I think there's something fundamentally wrong with the way we think about it, and that area is phrasal verbs. I was reminded of my general dislike of the way phrasal verbs are thought about and treated and talked about at a talk I did recently. At the end of the talk, someone in the audience put their hand up and said, non-natives use them less than natives do. So it presumably depends on the non-native and it depends on their level of English, but I can't imagine there are many non-natives who get to upper intermediate who can't say things like, where did you grow up? Or who can't answer questions like, how do you get on with them? Or, oh, I give up. What time did you get up this morning? Sorry to interrupt you. Carry on. Those are just normal, everyday, elementary, pre-intermediate kinds of meanings that just happen to be expressed through two-word verbs. And I think one of the real problems is there's a sort of myth of difficulty with phrasal verbs. There's this sort of belief that somehow, for particularly poor, traumatized speakers of Latin-based languages, there's something that are just too complicated and that will break their brains if they're exposed to them. And so subsequently, often what happens is phrasal verbs are kind of hidden away from people until they reach sort of upper intermediate FCE level, when they're subsequently forced to drown in them. And either teachers will just bombard them with kind of 20 different phrasal verbs beginning with get on, get over, get into, get out of, get through, etc. All in one go. Or they'll perform that old black magic trick so beloved of course books of basically turning what's essentially vocabulary into something resembling yet more grammar. And students will be forced to kind of fret about transitive and intransitive verbs. They'll be forced to juggle prepositions. They'll be forced to decide if particular phrasal verbs are separable or inseparable or both. And with all of this, I guess, all I would ask politely is just for everybody to stop this kind of ridiculous behaviour, because which part of words go together with other words and with grammar is so difficult to understand. Why are we even treating phrasal verbs as different to anything else? If you say something like, I need to cut down on my drinking, or I don't really get on with him very well, it's no harder or no easier to learn than he's always trying to undermine my confidence, or that loss really dented our confidence. As long as, and here's the caveat, as long as we basically just treat these bits of language as items of meaning and words which go together. These words go together in this order. This is what they mean. Learn them. And if we can do that, and we can just think about phrasal verbs as bits of language which might be useful in particular contexts, my God, how much easier everybody's life would be. And how much more useful and more kind of communicatively focused the input that we provide our students with at upper intermediate level may be. As for the argument that non-natives only use English with other non-natives, I struggle to imagine a non-native who ends up working in an English-speaking environment where maybe they are just using English as a lingua franca with other non-natives, but they're somehow unable to say or to process things like, they've put up their prices. Inflation's gone up 10% over recent months. We're trying to break into the Chinese market. I'll pick you up from the airport tomorrow. This stuff isn't conceptually difficult, and it's stuff that millions upon millions of non-natives out there are already competently using. And denying our students access to it because we somehow think they can't cope with phrasal verbs is doing everyone a disservice.
Okay, so we watched it. Tell me, how do you feel? You're more related to the teacher who asked this question about what about things that my students don't need, or you're related more to the answer of you that we need everything. What is more relatable? Let's do T or H. A quick revision of what you heard. Who is more relatable to you? Okay, second one. Second one, okay. Obviously, they need them, yes. Sometimes something seems redundant, yes. With, some topics are more relatable, especially if you're talking about adult students. So they come to us and say, no homework, no grammar, less vocabulary, and give me into 3 months from A2 to level up to B2. Yes, and yes, and they need everything. It's just different approaches that we take. I want to remind you one approach that we usually take when we speak about phrasal verbs.
One of the
okay, thank you. First of all, when we have done with guilty, have you ever given your students such lists with phrasal verbs? Pluses, minuses. As I've done that, I've created such lists. And I can guarantee most of my students, if we call them right now, won't recall anything from such lists. Most of them seen it during lessons, tried it as homework. Maybe some of them they picking up, but in many cases it's sad to say, but it's not working. Even then we provide these great examples, yes, and we explain it to students. You know, right now we have different approach to grammar in our books. They provide students with inductive learning, with guided discoveries. We provide examples firstly, we provide context, and then we tell them something from our world of linguists. Yes, something that would be more related, would be much more helpful for students. There is such rule. The closer to us, the easier to understand and easier to remember. The more distant with us, the more universal, it's harder to relate to it. Yes, it's easy to see something and pick up if you see yourself in it, like in a mirror. You see something that is really remind you of your life. Yeah, you can pick up. If it's a list of words, you look at it and like, okay, I need to learn. The most practices that students do with it, it's drilling it, trying to drill it in their brains, and they do repeatance after repeatance. It's hard. It's already dismotivating. It's something that is problematic for everyone, and for teachers. I can say I didn't enjoy creating such lists, and I myself know it time-consuming activity to prepare such lists, to choose the best phrasal verbs, then to choose and sometimes to even create these examples. Right now, GPT chat can create it, or something like Twi can help you, or you can go for Youglish. Youglish is a program where you just type in any type of phrasal verb, and you can watch so many videos of people speaking in different voices, repeating it, and you will be able to see the subtitles. So it can be turned such lists as speaking activities, as listening activities. Yes, it can be writing activities, but it would be much more interactive as previously. Previously, it was like learn, write. Yeah, very simplistic approach to it, and sometimes books still propose you to separate them. The sources, Oksana and everyone, listen attentively. Everything will be sent to you. I will even leave it with you, like I ate several slides into the presentation. I will give you this presentation. This links and also this purpose of using it. My favorites, it's Youglish. It's like you, YouTube, yeah, and English together, Youglish. Yeah, but just wait. Tomorrow it will be sent to you. I believe it's easier than you would be just trying to pick up a do right now and then try to use it. Yeah. Yes, and to we and everything. So go to our podcast. We speak about such things. I believe it's something. You know, I will tell you. I heard about IE for English teachers only. New IE TWI. It's a site and the program TWI from Zaporizhian teachers during their courses, and I was like, okay, thank you. I'm writing down. I will be sharing it to these people. So obviously we pick up some great ideas from each other, and that's why share with each other. It's really helpful. And right now we need some help. Yeah, a lot of technology, a lot of feeling of FOMO, yeah, feeling of missing out. Also, one of interesting topic that Hudola likes to talk about, and I myself enjoy it. Okay, I want to show you next step. It's like, you know, I am looking at it right now, like my own teaching style progression from just a list. I went to something like that. I've used whiteboards, blackboards, everything that I could write, sometimes just pieces of paper. And I've created something like that. Can you guess what method is it? Can you name it? What is it? Then we write what, and then a lot of errors appear around it. Mind map. Thank you, Vladislav. Obviously, it's mind map, and it's helpful. Yes, it helps us to visualize a lot of vocabulary. It provides you with links, and our brain enjoy links. Then we show our brain that something can be linked. It will be linked in our brain. Yeah. So I would do something like that. Okay, the same list, but I'm choosing what I want to discuss today during the lesson with students. Yes, no off, no about, no by heart. Then I can go just by the side, by the name. Okay, inside out. Yeah. So a lot of lists. You can, yes, spidergram, something like that. And if you Google something like phrasal verb, any type. If right now we type in get up, get into, get down, everything will be or in list or in mind map, like the next step. But the problem is that no context. Even if we write examples here, it would be providing students with random situations, and it would be like, oh, okay, here you talk in the market, here you talk in the hospital, yeah, or something like that. And here it's about your family, here this is about your work. It just strings our students in different directions, yeah, propose different situations, and it's hard for students to relate, as we ask them to relate to a lot of contexts. And if we don't propose any context, then it's just knowledge, like we teach our students just for the sake of teaching, yeah, they will learn. They will become excellent linguists. They would know a lot of combinations, but how to use, it's hard, because in their brain, it's not related to particular situation. That's why we will be talking about how to turn these two approaches to something relatable. It's a necessary one, and I will show you. It's not as complicated as high levels of mathematics. Yes. True, false. Yes. one of the easiest approaches to this, ask for examples. Yes, but usually we talk about our examples. I will show you. I myself preferred two examples that I show my students. First, it's this one. Okay, avocado. Yeah, and with one. Yeah, and we talk about two phrasal verbs. No, of or no about. The first one, how to think, of or about. If we speak, we look at it and we like, no, or about. If you look at this picture and see avocado, it means that we know of avocado or we know about avocado. The first one. Okay, what about the second one? The hand is touching food. I tried to choose the most simplistic one and not to encourage you to go to eat, at least not during the webinar. That's why I have chosen a pretty one, but still not the most encouraging, as a lot of photos of avocado prepared, they propose you something like that. Very tasty photos. Okay. So I will tell you, the first one, it's not of. As you take a look, it can be anything. We see it just color and similar form. It's just, we know about existence of something, yes? It doesn't mean that this particular, it can be, I don't know, some fruit. It just looks like avocado, yeah? But then we know the taste. When we see it like that, yeah? It can be, about, if we put such context. But it can be interchangeable. I will propose you another example. It's much more relatable to me. May, calendar. If we say calendar of May, we know about May. Yeah, what this word means. It's one of the months. We can see example in each calendar. Yeah, it can be relatable, but I need to introduce the sweetheart of my life. And also someone that brought a lot of positive emotion yesterday to me. I'm not speaking about my partner. I'm speaking about my cat. So this cat, we bought it is Maya, but it's a boy. That's why we call him May. So this is May, and obviously then I'm naming cat after May. It means I know something of May existing and I'm using it, but it doesn't show when I call a cat this name that I know what does May means in other languages. Yeah, May, it's May. For me, it's a cat. I know of it existing, but it's not about me knowing by heart. What does it mean? Yeah. But my cat is lucky. I haven't called him avocado. That's why I believe with phrasal verbs, it's necessary that we will be including some context, but not going for all of them and training our students in different situations. We just choose first one or second example, yes, but not going around like, let's speak about avocado, then let's speak about cat. No, just choose one or two examples that would be illustrating one approach. Okay. Enough of my home and my cat. Let's go. There I planned to take you. I promised I will show you it's in a practical approach. So we are going together to Spark platform. Oh, give me a second. I will do it like that. Okay. I hope it's visible. Okay, obviously Hudella, so it means we will be looking at some examples of books on Spark. Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't eat avocado, you know of avocado. Yes? If you eat avocado, you know about avocado. But it's about this difference. Okay, let's go. I'm taking you to the book. Let's go. It's different one, and I plan to show you this also, as here we have a task that called phrasal verbs. And I want to show it. Use of English, usually if you prepare students for going to an exam multitask right now, yeah, and you would be teaching them something about use of English. And here, automatically, you have a topic of phrasal verbs. But it also would appear in different books. So it will be more straightforward if it's exam approach, less straightforward if you just going for general English learning, but still you would be doing it. I just hit some words. Yeah, it's what you can do with this platform. You just take instrument and you just hide something. And I do enjoy playing such games with students. I propose you to play with me. Okay, can you guess what would be the first word? Wild guesses are good. What first word would be? You have just approximate meaning behind, but with looking at the citation. The oldest bird, yeah? Something small, was created long years ago, a lot of years ago. How do you think? What phrasal verb is behind? Can you guess? The teachers can't make educated guesses, yeah, but students can make wild guesses with it, and it's much more interesting for students to figure out. Like, everyone likes secrets. That's why hiding something and looking at it, it provides you with satisfaction of receiving it. It's one of the approaches that we go for some vocabulary, yeah. Different approach, it's done you doing some collocation hunt. Yeah, you have a text, you go for it, you just highlight something. It's another approach, but this is about hiding. Can you guess someone? As I believe, we can take a look and just eliminate. Okay, obviously not canceling, yeah. And not starting, probably, yes. Okay, F, existence, particular time, obviously. Okay, yes, it's F. Okay, I've chosen the thick writing. I can correct it. Take a look. I can correct it. Okay, no one's in. One more time. Yes, it's F. Okay, can you guess what phrasal verb is behind that would be having such meaning, existence, particular time in the past? And I have a particular instrument rubber. I can start. Oh, sorry. Yeah, with this one, I've done it quickly. It deletes everything. Yeah, but you can namely go taken away by one letter. So, dates back. Yeah, dates back. And obviously, it's something that we can learn. Okay, but what else dates back? Yeah, what dates back in Ukraine? Can you tell me what dates back 100 years ago? What would take us? What would happen if we talk about our history in 100 years ago? Then what about 1,000? Yeah, we can go fewer and fewer in our history, and we can find examples that would be much more relatable to us as they speak. And we will be repeating that's back. Yes, it's drilling, but it's not a type of drilling when you look at the text and you need to write down what. No, and you just spend the time with this word like several seconds while you are writing usually something like back, yeah, or date, yeah, just one word from the phrase. To combine them. No, it's something that would push you to discuss it. That's why we're looking at it. We are having conversation about what dates back in our history, and it helps us to use this phrase and see it more, and then go for repetance. Yes, and after the lesson, we can, like at the end of the lesson, we can ask students what phrasal verbs they remember. One or two obviously would be remembering dates back. And we can ask quick definition. Who can tell a quick definition? Okay, yeah, it happens a long time ago. Yeah, a particular time in the past. So someone would be able to repeat it, and it will be already vocabulary that we use in as a class together. It will be a fact of our let's say a small learning bubble. Yeah, it's something that we use together, dates back. And usually The next day I would play with my students a game, just put in random things on a blackboard and asking them to connect with the same phrasal verbs that we learned. But the first step that we take, we create some mystery. You need some hook for students to be interested in learning phrasal verbs. They need to find a relation to real word, to their open world very quickly. Without it, it would be just several words on the page of a textbook. And it would be left there after we will just go for the next unit. That's why it's a problem, and we need to play more with such things. Yeah, obviously, we can go for different ones. Yes, we can find more relatable and less relatable. We can find particular situations, but take a look. If we looking at it, in some cases, we can group them in a particular context. So it wouldn't be so unrelatable for students as it can be. But here I'm showing you a situation than an exam approach. Then you need to learn a lot of phrasal verbs quickly. Yeah. Then we have more natural, yeah, general English learning approach. Something like that. Take a look. It's like warming up before reading page from outcomes. So obviously we can go here, and we will be discussing with you things that happen with our online online binds. Let's go here. Not the best day for my English today. Tell me, have you ever had problems with buying something online? Me? Done. Several times, even wrote complaints about it. It can happen. It's relatable. We can find something that we can relate in such topics. It's warm-ups. We usually provide very quick and relatable questions, and it can be done as a group activity quickly. It can be done individually quickly. So it's something, just 3 questions. We can work with it. But take a look. How many phrasal verbs you see here? Do you see any? Okay. 3. Okay. Yeah. There are several. And you see, I can take another approach. Like now, my drawings are hidden. I will show you. Oh, they're here. They're here with us. So obviously, when we will be discussing it as a student group, I will be just putting some marks, like randomly, without students understanding what's happening. The teacher's playing while you're speaking. But after we finish discussing this question, I will ask my students, how do you think, what a link for this word? Why I'm underlining them or highlighting them? Yes, I will be asking them to look at it and think like, as an expert, tell me, explain what's the idea behind. Yes, why I highlighted it. Some of them would say, I don't know, you're just playing with it. Some of them would say, we learned something similar, so it's probably, chunks, collocations, items. What else? Phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. Yes. As most of students, when they hear phrasal verbs, they automatically think, okay, it's something at the later pages of the student book. I never look there. Yeah. Like some list of words that they not always use, but this outcomes, we encourage them to use it and make it a part of their homework to check word list. Here they're doing like that, highlighting something for them to get a bit of interest of what is happening, and then we can spend a second or two just highlighting that you can use it. You see, you answered this question. You tried to answer that, but it's not the first time when students answer and just look at it. Okay, but what does it mean? And then I, as a teacher here, what does it mean? Previously, I would be explaining that it's a phrasal verb. It built like that. You need to use like that. Okay, it already would be taught in a lesson of talent rules. Right now, I would help them to understand general meaning of this question, to answer it, and after that, they will spend additional minute for students to figure out what they see. They see phrasal verbs. Yes, it's some phrases that have particular meaning that you already know. You answered to such questions. It's just written like that. Remember it like that. Yes, like you told you. Just remember it like that. In particular order, we need to put these words just to share such context and such meaning. So, had problems with, remember it like that. Don't remember that you need to combine had problems with. No, it's together. Put it together. Yes. Look. Sort it out. Remember it like that. Sort them out. Sort it out. Sort everything out. Do like that. Remember that it's a construction. It's built together. Don't break something that goes together. Sometimes it's important to emphasize through some analogy, and here we can say something about, okay, imagine that between these words is a magnet, yeah, and they just stick together, yes. It's words that use some magic to be together for students to understand. Okay, yes, not a lot of logic here, but it's something that works like that. Magically, they stick together, and why? Just because they would give you great phrases to share your ideas. That's all. No rules here. Yeah, as it's hard for students when we just give them give up and then get down, and they like different situation, different cases of my behavior. Here we propose in the topics that would be relatable to the students. Yes. Bought over, then something could happen with it. Yeah, we bought something over the internet, and something happened. It's one situation. It's not something like, okay, you need to give up learning English, and you need to get down if something is flying above you. Yeah, so it means like that. Really unrelatable situations. It won't be working with phrasal verbs, but then you carefully choose and strategically show your students, okay, here phrasal verb, you see, magnet phrase, you need just use it. Yeah, you can use it. Oh, you can. We learn how, as we have general meaning of this phrase, and we can now answer such questions. Everything is working. Okay, one more try. Let's go for something more relatable. Okay. So, can you tell me who is this woman? Do you know her? It's she's very famous in America. Maybe some of you know this particular woman. She's famous for the black color and white color. Do you know her? Pluses, minuses. Oh, yes, no. Recently, I've heard the idea that it's better for everyone to write words than just symbols. No, okay, no. Oh, okay, I see. Some of you know. Natalia, please share with us if you know. Who is it? Just her name would be a good relatable source. Or maybe name Rita. Rita Ginsburg, it's a famous judge, American judge. She's famous for speaking about women's rights, and very particular woman, as she believed, persona who represents all the democracy rights that we have right now. She already retired, but you see, Americans celebrate her like that. Speaking about the democracy even in graffiti. So it's a topic about stand up. Yeah, we already started with phrasal verb, but it's all related to this. Us speaking about being campaigners, about meetings, about talking about our rights, it's all of that. But we already can find something that would be interesting for everyone of us. We can speak about our political system. We can speak about our economy. We can speak about our future in it. Yeah, we can find in such topics things that would be much more relatable. But take a look how many of phrasal verbs we can find in these 4 questions. It's a harder one. I've taken level B2. It's B2. But we can really find several of them. Have you ever heard of? Heard of? What does it mean? Okay. Seems like it's something that we do inside the class when we discuss something and we look for relatable or unrelatable information to us. Yeah. Oh, Olga, thank you. Thank you for counting 6. I didn't count it before webinar, so thank you for sharing. But you see, they're not highlighted. Why they not highlighted? Because we need to choose what we want to learn, and we can play with it. And it's not enforcing. Then we put something in bold, yeah, in the book. It's we scream. You need to learn it. You need to learn it. But then we give students freedom to find something, to see that it was found during the lesson. It's much more relatable as it's teacher and student choosing what they are learning. Here we have much more freedom in what we are doing. That's why we try to choose such approach. Lexical chunks, speaking to you, learn combinations. Just imagine it's a magical approach. It works like that. And then it will be much more relatable to you as teacher and to your students. That's why you see we don't try here and a lot of combinations with here. As I would be doing like that, we just answered the first question about it, and then I'm telling you, now stop. I need to show you all combinations with what here. Okay, how crazy I would be looking at that moment. Yeah, as we have other questions that we continue speaking natural way of communicating, but I'm stopping you and forcing you to learn some additional vocabulary that is not really relatable to situation right now, to the case of what we're speaking, and sometimes it's just redundant. What we don't need to teach our students, it's something that is not relatable to the topic what you discuss. That's why it's okay. I know as teachers we try to achieve the best, to propose a lot of knowledge, but if I would be stopping you for every first and second word and just explaining it to you, then you won't be able to learn anything, and your students won't be able to learn anything, and they would remember much more if it would be in a context. That's why with phrasal verbs would be working like that. Okay. I promised you, if you have several minutes, please stick with me. I will show you one more cool thing, and it's about collocations, not phrasal verbs, that Hugh proposed to use the approach. I will show you how Hugh Deller does it to enforce the idea that you need to become his subscriber. As this guy can really inspire you to work with collocations and phrasal verbs. Okay, so it's one more time Hugh. He is given us several minutes of speaking the phrase about go figure and why I've chosen this topic. As it's about something that is for us to easily relate. Look how he explained go figure. Sorry, Ukrainian. Okay, can you tell me, do you know what does it mean, go figure? Someone can really translate it for us. What does it mean? As it took me a second or two to think what Ukrainian variant I would choose explaining to a student what does it mean go figure. Let's wait. I will give you. Okay, while watching, think about how you would explain to your students what does it mean, go figure. Or obviously, he will show you examples. And also, what does it mean in Ukrainian, go figure. Okay, let's watch. Okay, I don't see it. Sorry.
Hello there, and welcome to another one of these Lexical Lab 1-minute English videos.
No, sorry. Okay. One more time. No, I see it. Okay, I put some dots here for us to watch just this piece. Okay, yeah, ready. Let's watch.
I often sit and watch the news and talk about what's going on in the world with my kids. And the other day I was sitting with my 14-year-old daughter watching a news report about the fact that Russia has used its veto at the United Nations Security Council to block a sort of a consignment of cross-border humanitarian aid that was going to be sent into northwest Syria in order to help millions of people still recovering from the terrible after effects of the earthquake that devastated that area last year. And obviously Russia is blocking the aid being sent in because it's trying to use food and medicine as a weapon to break people in this rebel-held area in Syria, because Russia supports the dictator of Syria, Assad. My daughter sat and listened to this story and was kind of just blown away by it and said, wait a minute, A, how can they do this? And B, how can Russia still be in the United Nations Security Council? Both very good questions. I could only shrug and say, hey, go figure in response to this. We often say go figure after a fact or after someone else has said a fact, basically to say that the fact, according to us, that we think the fact is stupid or surprising or strange. So you might say, for example, oh, that's such a terrible film. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And yet it grossed $300 million at the box office. Pfft, go figure. I heard a friend of mine the other day talking about going to the gym with a hangover, which is often quite a difficult thing to do in my experience. And my friend was basically saying, yeah, it was really weird. I had this terrible hangover and I managed to drag myself down to the gym, and yet I managed to do my fastest 5K of the year. Go figure. We also sometimes use it in an ironic way to suggest that something we've just said or just heard is blindingly obvious. So here in the UK, we're seeing kind of crazy inflation, partly because of Brexit. So you might say in a discussion...
Okay, so the ideas about Brexit, I believe, is a hook for you to go and watch it. I believe it's really relatable. You see, the approach is like that. Quality about quantity, above the quantity. So we choose several, we provide real-world context. It can be examples from your life. It can be photos, everything that will be much more relatable. Just several words on the page of textbook. That's why look for such approaches. Use it. Also, your certificate will be sent to you. I also want to emphasize that I will take you one more time, please. Thank you, me after several minutes, okay? Give me a second one more time. I will take you with me to the other page. National Geographic Learning in Ukraine, it's in Facebook. Today we posted the announcement that you can try a new book of Hudela for 3 months for free. You just need to write me that you want this testing period, and I will make it happen to you before we have them in Ukraine. So it means you can not only just buy them, you can test them too and become pro users before they appear in Ukraine. So please contact me. You just need to visit our page or just send several words to my email. What level of new outcomes you want, and we will provide you with. Okay, and also you can try it today or maybe tomorrow. It's already on Spark, so you just push this button, and you can use it just one unit from outcomes up to intermediate. But if you want different one, send me an email and we will give it to you. So I believe I need to say thank you for today. Thank you for coming. I know it was a long and struggling day for Ukrainians, but I believe it's our superpower, yeah, to be able to learn through anything. And I hope you would come next month. As you know what would be happening next month. A small spoiler from me. Next month we are having linguist conference. So not only me, you will see all the LT consultants of our company together, and I really welcome you there. And I will be able to say that we looking at something like holidays. So that will be in March, and we will be meeting together as a team, not just as individuals, but please come for other webinars this month too. I know Yana will be having one soon, so see you there. Thank you for being with me this hour. I hope you've seen that not every time the hardest approach is the best one. You can always go much more relatable if you choose something that would be suitable for your teaching style. So thank you. Yes, obviously, we will send invitations and okay, I see some questions. What about Tuesday? Tuesday, you are speaking about 4 p.m. 4 p.m. On Tuesday, it will be a webinar for Yana, and her talk about NUSH and critical thinking approach to 7th grade. Invitation already sent to emails, but you can also visit Linguist Facebook or site and find all information there. So see you. Yeah, see you. Bye. Have a nice evening.